Hello there, everyone. It's Zanro, your key to the past of Simplex. When I first acquired my copy of Simplex's First World in 2021, I asked myself how I would thoroughly explore its overworld, where the majority of players built. At first, I thought to embark on a grand odyssey, flying from one corner of the world and zigzagging my way to the other. Any builds I found along the way that caught my eye, I would land and look around before moving on to the next. It would be reminiscent of the times when the Explorers Guild was active on the server, and I was mapping the world, but I chose another way. Visiting all 21,114 homes players have set in the overworld, going in order from A to Z. I've been intermittently exploring the world this way for a few reasons. I care about who built what in this world, and the most reliable way to tie a build to a player is their set home at it. I don't have to solely rely on finding something within the build to make a connection to that player, although that does help. I wouldn't miss underground bases. The convenience of putting in a teleport command and saving time. I will miss builds that don't have a set home at them, but that is a trade-off I've accepted. It's going to take more than a few years to go through everything. So far, I've gone through 2,282 homes. That is 10.8% out of 100% complete. Most locations I teleport into are out in the middle of nowhere, dig sites in deserts or mesas, mines underground, griefed or partially constructed houses, and bases built by players that showed signs they didn't play longer than a month. Not everything I encounter is bad, but I always ask myself if I would be willing to return to it again, and the answer is usually no. In those cases, I take a look around, snap a few screenshots, and be on my way. It's no surprise that not all builds on this server are great and deserve recognition. For me, it's the filler between the good stuff. Simplex is full of unremarkable builds like these, and that's okay. Because if it wasn't for the bad builds, Simplex wouldn't have happened, and sometimes there are more attractive builds in the distance from them, and that is what I want to explore next with this channel. The visually appealing builds of the everyday player. Initially, I wanted you to come along for the journey while I browse through home after home during live streams, but I changed my mind on them because if they were videos, they could benefit from my editing, and not be hours long. Not only that, I have a backlog to share before I continue grinding through set homes. I want to remind you, dear viewer, and more so myself, that I created this channel to show players' builds from the First World, and my focus was on those that were historically significant, because those builds have stories, and I really enjoy telling you the lore I can find of them to show there's more that meets the eye. Well, that is all. I thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.